Okay, now we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wanted for... Oh my goodness, hold on. It's for August 16th, 2025. I am on the wrong tab. Like I said, I am not going to edit anything. I'm just going to keep on going. So welcome to Wanted for August 16th, 2025. It's Season 2, Episode 33. I'm MayorWatt. I run ohmTown. That's that site that you're looking at, and that's the channel on ohmTown. Today we're going to be talking about Orico Minimate, Wacom, or Wacom. The real name is Wacom. Wacom Partners with Blender, a prolific VR headset maker, is making smart glasses. Nope, none of your guesses are correct. Heatwave cooking, and because rumors suck, I was going to talk about the iPhone, the next iPhone, but rumors suck and I don't like talking about rumors. How about a sweat sensitive jacket that inflates its throat sac or something? I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, see you on the other side. All right, well, we are back. Welcome. So let's get into it. The Orico Minimate review. Cute and fast enough, but too loud, it says. The Orico Minimate is speedy external storage designed for the Mac Mini. It says it works, it's reasonably fast, saves space, but is unacceptably loud. I don't know what this thing is, a blender? So I don't audit. I look at what it gets submitted and I go, oh, it looks like a cool title or something like that. But Mike Wartell over at appleinsider.com put this article together, and this looks like basically a Mac Mini. You set it underneath or on top of your Mac Mini. And it says here that adding external storage to a Mac is one way to get around Apple's capacity upgrade fees. However, doing so without making your desktop an eyesore is easier said than done. The Orico Minimate is a storage device that is intended to fit above or below. Oh, it even says it, above or below your Mac Mini M4. Doing so saves you from taking desk area away, and besides, it looks great. It says here it's just too loud to wholeheartedly recommend. What the hell is going on in this thing that makes it too loud? I need to take care of something real quick. So I have a Mac Studio, and I actually link what the Mac Studio does out to external storage, but not here, not in the studio, not in the mayoral, the mayoral studio. And I would love to have more storage directly attached. So a direct attached network storage device would be great. Now, the problem there is that you normally need something fast and reliable. It doesn't heat up too much. You don't have to, but solid state drives like M.2s heat up horribly fast, just to the point where if you had it sitting on your lap, it would spot weld itself to your thigh, that kind of a thing. So I'm always interested in this kind of thing. They say the front and sides are plain. The back has a 40 gigabyte USB Type-C port located in the middle of the base unit. Sorry, one second. And they say, as promised, they've tested Wi-Fi interference from a device intended to be the foundation of a Mac Mini stack, without a doubt. Put the Orico Minimate on top of a Mac Mini. It dramatically cuts Wi-Fi speed and range if you don't. So it says, unfortunately, that leaves the Orico branding on top instead of the Mac Mini logo. So this thing is just noisy in the sense of the radio. Hey, thanks. Says it includes a round vented section and rubber feet. This doesn't extend to the top, which has the Orico logo instead of the Apple logo. So what is actually going on here? It's got to be a solid state drive. A 40 gigabyte port, USB port, is great though. Inside the Orico Minimate isn't just a standard NVMe SSD, varying capacities between 512 gigs and 8 terabytes. Its storage is not accessible to the user at all. So that's out right there. I would rather just spend the money and get M.2 drives, put them in kind of like a storage array and do that. I'd rather put it in some other case and just link everything through USB-C if you're going to do that anyway. You're going to be paying the 8 terabyte price anyway when you get up that big. So make it something that's more user serviceable. But see, I want this kind of thing. Depending on what the price is, right? So let's see if we can find out what the price is in this article. It says it does the job, but it's too loud. Stackable hardware that looks nice, stacked with other hardware is nice. In fact, I love the idea of stacking equipment on top of each other so much that I designed a piece of hardware that would allow you, basically had a backplane and foot pads that you could take off. And when you set them on top of each other, they would interconnect so that you could transfer data and receive power, and it would self-identify and stuff like that. It never came into existence because I'm not an engineer and I don't partner with people. It's one of those things. But they say for start, a Minimate is just a storage device. It's not a dock providing extra ports or other utilities. It's just storage. The Satechi Mac Mini stand and hub does this and also functions as an NVMe enclosure, which is probably where I would go. And they're a well-known brand. Satechi makes all kinds of stuff, but they say there's the cost. If you shop well, for roughly the same cost, you can get a USB 4 NVMe enclosure and 2 terabyte drive of your own choosing, perhaps with a RAM cache. May not be stackable with your Mac Mini, but at least you have more control over how much storage it can hold, and you can do multiples of them. So, but they don't really say, hold on, where do they say that why it is loud, right? I mean, there is a fan in there. Drives get hot, heat slows drives. Orico decided a fan was a good idea. You know, something like this, I would drill a hole through this thing and slap on a water cooler. Let's keep going. The next article is over in the Wacom. Sorry, not over in the Wacom channel. It's over in the Constructagon channel at ohmTown.com. But it says here, Wacom partners with Blender to enhance pen and touch tools for 3D creation across platforms. Wacom is what it's actually pronounced. The Tokyo-based pioneer in digital pen and tablet technology has entered a strategic partnership with Blender, the open source 3D creation suite, to optimize pen and touch performance and expand mobile 3D creation. I'm learning Blender right now because I'm doing 3D printing and I want to be able to build my own models to a greater degree. In fact, you might hear that in the background right now because, well, that's what's going on. I'm printing a bunch of holders. They say the partnership aims to make 3D creation more mobile and intuitive for artists, educators, and innovators. But really, I'm really into Wacom, but I'm more into the Cintiq because I've got experience with iPad. And so iPad, I think, is a great product for artists of all level, engineer and otherwise. You know, just get an iPad Pro, the full size, not a mini and not an Air or anything like that. You want the power, you get one of the top of the line ones. And it's bigger and bigger, so it's high resolution enough that you can do everything on it, even take your drawings and animations, process them into movies, add audio, etc. Everything on board that one device to a certain degree. Large data sets you're not going to be able to mess around with because there's a finite number of gigs of RAM that you can play with. But essentially, Wacom is one side. Its Cintiq line is great. It says the move builds on Wacom's recent product launches, including MovingPad, Android creative tablet, and reflects its shift toward a more holistic offering that combines hardware, software, and services. Blender's open source accessibility has made it a popular modeling tool in 3D printing projects, ranging from large-scale architecture to critical medical devices. I think that it's a great match for those who are in the Wacom ecosystem and Blender's ecosystem because you have to learn a different workflow if you're using a iPad. But there you have it. Even on the Wacom, the non-Cintiq line, the non-monitor, where it has the monitor integrated into it, you have to work out the whole eye-hand coordination onto your screen kind of a thing, and it becomes an abstracted layer of fidelity when you can't directly interact with your 3D model. But that's how it's been for, decades, and some people are just sworn to do that. Let's keep going. We've got a few more articles in today's Wanted episode. And again, I'm not going to stop the stream. I'm going to leave ohmTown running. It's going to be an always on channel as far as I can push it onto Twitch and YouTube. When I'm done with today's shows, I'm basically going to produce... I'm starting and stopping the recording, but the whole thing is going to keep on playing unless my system detaches from the ingest servers. So we'll keep on moving forward. If you have any questions or comments, you can throw them into the chat, either here on Twitch or over on YouTube. We stream to both at the same time. But at some point, I'm going to just disappear, essentially. I'm just going to say bye, and the stream will keep on going, and I'll be adding the show episodes to the replay that is actually just standing by waiting for me to refire it. So as soon as I'm done here, it'll start replaying the last 160 news articles. It's 2 weeks worth of shows, including 2 weekends of our 6 weekend shows. So, all right. And we do the show Monday through Friday. But my mayoral duties, like I said, if you weren't here for the RealityHacker episode, basically I've just been really overwhelmed with mayoral duties. And so I haven't been able to do the show reliably, but I have been doing the show. We do basically past episodes using our time machine, which is ohmTown. So this article here, it's over in the Wanted channel over on ohmTown. It's aggregated, though, from Gizmodo. One of the most prolific VR headset makers, not Meta, now has smart glasses, not Ray-Ban. Says if you like the idea of smart glasses but hate using Meta's apps, HTC may have what you're looking for. The article is over at Gizmodo. Kyle Barr put the article together. The deck statement says if you like the idea of smart glasses but hate using Meta's apps, HTC might have what you're looking for. So I have been looking for smart glasses. I want AI powered glasses that provide me with information either at a glance or at a command, right? That's what I want. Extended reality is more on target. This should have been a RealityHacker article, article in that episode, but it got aggregated into this show, Wanted, mainly because I want these. The Ray-Ban smart glasses have proved popular enough that now many longtime staples of VR are coming out of the woodwork to offer their own version. HTC is now fashioning a pair of stylish frames called the Vive Eagle. They come in slick translucent plastic, sport usual 12 megapixel ultra wide cameras, 12 twin speakers on each arm. It's using Qualcomm Snapdragon AR1 Gen 1 chipset and comes with 32 gigs of onboard storage. Doesn't say anything about memory. In a video, HTC showed off a few of the unique features of the Vive Eagle, including AI noise suppression to keep the ambient noise down when you're on a call. So you even have a microphone that's playing. Oh my gosh. All right. Hold on one second. I need to do something because... Okay. This is really funny. Hold on one second, folks. I'll be right with ya. Okay. So, I need this kind of tool because I'm always interacting with information, and I want to be able to just say to the AI or whatever, spit out the information. So it says here that Vive is compatible with Google Gemini and ChatGPT for features like translation, though they don't have more details about it. HTC said that users should be able to ask the AI to set up calendar events. Like Meta's AI glasses, Vive Eagle has a memory feature that can recall people you've met or where you've parked your car. I'm hearing stories about officials wearing Meta glasses, but nobody knows what the back-end software is, although researchers have actually integrated they've basically integrated back-end facial recognition through a proxy. They've streamed the video that they see through the glasses to an external facial recognition tool, and still been able to use it that way. So HTC hasn't mentioned what apps Vive Eagle will be compatible with, and since the smart glasses are currently only available in Taiwan, it's unclear what sort of compatibility they'll ever have here in the US, if they even get to the US. Kind of like some VR headsets are supposedly not in the United States, but they were at one time, now not so much. So yeah, the Pico series of VR headsets were supposedly not in the United States to any real dominant force. But I got them when they were in the US, so I'm not sure where that stands now. It says if AI wasn't already a big copycat scheme, the smart glasses would be practically identical to the AI or the Ray-Bans and specs. HTC promised the Vive Eagle can do 4.5 hours of continuous music playback, which I wouldn't care about, and it should last more than 36 hours on standby on its 235 milliamp hour battery. So I'm more, I want to be able to plug it in and extend the battery life. I would use it all day. I would want to record stuff. I would want to translate stuff into a notepad and translate anything that I really want in real time. And I want to be able to kind of store stuff and interact with the AI at a moment's notice. They have in this article other Ray-Ban Meta competitors. Our Xiaomi feature longer battery life, closer to 8 hours of continuous music playback. I'm not sure what the fixation with music playback is. Meta has still yet to release a rumored $1,000 pair of AR glasses codenamed Hypernova. We're going to be watching this, and it's definitely going to be part of RealityHacker and Wanted when it comes more online. I ordered a pair of XR glasses, and when I got them, they were impossible to use, at least for my use set, because the way that it interacted, I was basically only able to interact with my phone and its screen, and I couldn't translate it into workflow with like a notepad or anything else. But the privacy element of using things like AR or extended reality glasses is amazing, and I've said this a couple of times. I was on a flight once recently where I could look between the seats and see something that said top secret on it. Not top secret. It was a secure, what should have only been seen by the person using that particular laptop. But it was confidential. And I know what the two people in front of me, what their profession was. And I was kind of flabbergasted that this guy was doing this in a public place, in a plane where everybody behind him. It's one of these things in academia, for instance. Everybody behind the first row has like exponentially more distraction because they see every screen in front of them. And so everybody saw this guy's confidential document displayed on his laptop. But if you were to have extended reality glasses, you could display that document in a 210 inch screen right in front of you, and nobody else would see it. I think that is amazing technology. It's very secure. And that's what I wanted it for. I wanted to be able to work with whatever I wanted to work with in absolute security. Because because it wouldn't be transmitting anything either. It was a direct connection into a device. But I also wanted to be able to use a keyboard, a physical keyboard and mouse or trackball, and it just wouldn't work out. So at any rate, let's keep going. This next article is over in Wanted as well. Heatwave cooking, the countertop appliance is even better than the grill. When it's too hot to grill, the almighty air fryer steps in to help cook dinner without overheating the house. David Watsky over at cnet.com put this article together. I love air fryers. I actually want to get rid of my flat top grill and get something else that allows me to cook inside, but kind of like a barbecue, right? I want to be able to grill burgers. And you can absolutely do that in a air fryer. This, though, it says heatwave cooking, right? So they say that they love their grill, but standing over blazing flames in 90-degree weather isn't their idea of summer fun. Cooking indoors isn't much better. The oven turns the whole house into a sauna, and firing up the gas range with the windows closed can hurt indoor air quality. Yeah, that's true. But there's a lot of people that are upset about the claim that that's true, but it is true. So they say, don't take their word for it. They ran tests. Okay, they say don't take their word for it. They ran tests, but it's still their word for it. About how much an air fryer would warm their kitchen compared to cooking the same food in an oven. The results cemented the air fryer as one of the best summer kitchen tools, right up there with ice makers and blenders. So the heat wave requires creative thinking to keep the home cool, and the air fryer is their ticket to getting through the sweltering summer spells without starving. But air fryers blow hot air out of the back, or wherever. I mean, I don't know where everybody's vent is, but I still find them absolutely spectacular. And the ones that don't have little rubber gaskets holding a tray inside are even better. Cleaning these things are a pain in the butt. And cleaning an oven, tray like a sheet like this, a baking sheet, is immensely easier than the air fryer's bin, because the whole thing gets all gummed up. So does your oven, and you have to clean it periodically. But let me tell you, getting into the nooks and crannies of some particular breeds of air fryers are a nightmare. They say here the standard oven recipe called for the chicken to be roasted at 375 degrees for 30 minutes in the oven. Because of its smaller chamber, the air fryer recipe only required 20 minutes of cooking time at the same temperature. Yep, that's usually the case. It doesn't take as much to cook. Not to mention the air fryer is a fraction of the cost of a gas range, like something like this. The oven made the kitchen 10 degrees hotter than the air fryer. Midway through the recipes, 15 minutes in, the oven raised the temperature of their kitchen by 15 degrees from 71 Fahrenheit to 88. After 10 minutes of cooking with the air fryer on 375, the temperature in the kitchen had only gone up by 5 degrees from 72 to a pleasant 77. That's a little apologist, but okay. Using the air fryer would cut down on energy bills unless your breakers go out, because they're not geared for multiple sessions of a bunch of different items being cooked at the same time. So, your 15 amp breaker is going to pop if you've got like a coffee maker going and a microwave going and your air fryer going, and it's on the same circuit, which a kitchen typically is, except for if you have an electric oven or a gas oven. Electric range or gas oven, obviously the gas isn't on a circuit, but an electric range is on its own circuit, hopefully. But you can easily plug in your air fryer and turn on your microwave and throw your breaker, depending on the quality of your, both of them, how powerful they are. So at any rate, they say, here are 7 foods that they only make in the air fryer now. Not just because it keeps the kitchen cooler, but because they're better than the other methods. And I would just flat out tell you pizza. They have a whole guide and stuff like that, and you can go and check it all out. So I haven't cooked any burgers inside. Actually, that's not true. Early on, I cooked a burger inside an air fryer, and I thought it was just fine. Okay, let's do our last article for Wanted. And I was going to do something about the rumors with the iPhone 17 Air, but rumors suck. And they're hardly ever right. and they don't really inform. They just kind of set up a want, I guess, or turn the hype train onto overdrive. And while I'm into hype, I don't want to be the rumor mill. So how about a sweat sensitive jacket that adjusts its thickness to keep you comfortable when it's cold? It's almost like Back to the Future, the jacket that dries itself. So when you're out in the cold, you wear warm clothes to stay comfortable, but there's a snag. Regular warm clothing can't adjust to changes in their body temperature, so if you start to sweat, you get all hot and sticky, which makes us want to remove layers. This defeats the purpose of wearing them, since you still need to stay warm. So this article is over at Tech Explorer. Paul Arnold from phys.org put the article together, and Lisa Locke and Robert Egan put some effort editing and reviewing into this article as well. But apparently, this jacket has the ability to swell up when you get sweaty, or collapse, I should say. So it's sweat-sensitive, adaptive, warm clothing. So the innovative membrane automatically adjusts its thickness based on humidity. It's 13 millimeters thick in cool, dry conditions and shrinks to just 2 millimeters when the humidity levels are high, such as when you sweat. This allows the jacket to be thick when you need to stay warm and thinner when you need to cool down a little. To prove the innovation, the scientists first used a system that mimics human skin, to test its thermal regulation in a controlled environment. Then they took it out into the real world, integrating the material into a commercial down jacket and monitoring their performance on people who were walking or cycling. And the results were published in the journal Science Advances, where the researchers noted their sweat-activated clothing is better at controlling body temperature than traditional jackets. Quote, "Our sweat-sensitive adaptive warm clothing can expand the thermal regulation capability by up to 82.8% compared to traditional textiles and extend the no thermal stress zone by an average of 7.5 hours across 20 cities. Oh my. Wow, they went from city to city. Anyway, pretty cool. Can't wait to see it in products. Yeah, people run in all types of weather. This would be spectacular for allowing them to regulate their body temperature. Some people run in the absolute freezing cold and they just kind of weather through it because they know that they're going to be able to heat up and then run into the house and not freeze out in the cold. But not me. I only run when chased. All right, well, that is it for today's Wanted. And again, I'm just going to run the outro and then we're just going to reset really quick and get right back into it with the continuity report immediately after. So see you in a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean hopefully 30 seconds, and I won't screw this all up when I switch over to the continuity report. Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.